This is a Headgum podcast.
We should do a show together, but you're too busy. You'd never do a show with me.
Sweetie pot kettle, don't even.
You'd never do a show with me.
Don't
probably.
even. I literally asked you to do a show before we rolled. You said no. Sorry to pull back the curtain.
You know what I just rewatched?
What?
The 1990s Disney live-action Three Musketeers.
Wow.
Did you ever watch that?
Yes, but not since I was a little boy.
I know. It's like Kiefer
Wow.
Sutherland, Charlie Sheen, Chris O'Donnell, Oliver Platt,
Uh-huh.
who I love. I remember, though, as a kid, there's this, well, Tim Curry plays a villain.
Yeah, and first of all, one of the hottest men we have.
Tim Curry.
Sex.
So devilish.
Serves sex.
There's like a moment where maybe it's Charlie Sheen is like, enjoy your time in hell, and goes to stab him, and then Tim Curry pulls out a gun and shoots him and goes, you first. And I'm like, what? And I was like, ah! But I remember watching
Kiefer hot, too.
Kiefer hot.
You watched 24 growing up in the Heartland, I'm sure.
I did not watch 24.
Oh, down south, we were obsessed with it.
We were watching 24.
You know, the
down
towers
there.
had just fallen. 24 was everything to us.
Yeah, you were watching 24 in North Carolina.
Absolutely, you had to.
You were locked in.
What else would you talk about around the locker? The cooler.
The locker.
The water cooler. That's the phrase.
Around the locker.
Surrounding the locker in a tight circle.
Both there were two bad. So Tim Curry, big bad guy.
One of the biggest and baddest.
And then there's like a running gag where D'Artagnan has slept with this guy's sister.
Uh-huh.
And he's trying to kill.
Well, that's not nice.
Well, you can't sleep with someone's sister. That's his sister.
That's not right.
Don't sleep with someone's sister. You guys, that's wrong.
Ask first.
Ask the brother, and then the dad, and then any other men that she might.
Especially in that time, in that era.
Yes.
That was how you did things.
That's how I still do things.
Now you might ask their lesbian moms.
Yes.
It's not always asking the dad anymore.
Oh, golly. And in not telling.
Yeah.
Now there's two moms instead of a protective brother. You know, I don't sleep with women because I got tired of asking so much permission. I'm like, I don't want to take your dad
It's
to dinner.
exhausting.
Oh my goodness.
How many hands am I going to ask for? You know what I mean?
Let me just fuck your son.
Yeah, say that.
Because no one's checking in on him.
The dads don't want to know, quite frankly.
No, and they don't.
Boys will be boys, these dads are saying about that stuff.
But the guy who wants to kill D'Artagnan for sleeping with his sister, his energy is also very, like, Tim Curry's
It's
such
always
queer
a he,
energy.
him who wants to kill. First of all, let's say that.
First of all,
The guy who wants to kill, that's he, him behavior.
Can we just say,
Uh-huh.
most murder, he, him.
He, him.
Perpetrated by he, him.
I don't know, Ben Shapiro talking about that. Why are there so much murder in the he, him community?
Why is there so much he, him
What
murder?
is it about the he, him culture?
You know what? My mom worked in a women's prison as a nurse.
Really?
Every woman in there, justified. No one in there did something evil just for evil.
Oh, are
Maybe
you
two
kidding?
people.
First, I'm the judge. Someone's up for murder. First question I asked, what are your pronouns?
Yeah.
And not out of politeness
Yeah.
to know whether to let you free or not.
Yeah, leniency. Tell me this.
To know whether to grant clemency. Clemency.
Clemency. Women she.
Women she.
I'm granting womency.
I'm glad I'm granting women she to you.
It just sucks that you got Clemency
Women
first because that was the better
she.
one.
Yeah, I know.
I had no choice but to riff in the lower direction.
In post, you can put that one first.
Yeah.
That could be what tees up mine. Everybody goes, well, Caleb really set him up for that.
Yeah, it's just hard riffing with you because you'll get the best one first.
That's that UCB training.
UCB, thank you.
Mhm.
What was UCB's thing? Character or game? It was game, right?
Game.
Oh, golly.
You're thinking Chicago. Again, the Heartland.
Can't help it.
Y'all love character.
Well, that's
and
where I came
24.
Honey, that's where I came up.
Yep.
We're thinking about character.
Down south, we were doing game.
Down south in Manhattan under a Gristedes.
God, I miss that era.
Golly, can we bring it back?
You were IO?
I was IO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know this. I used to every fall break. We're rolling, right?
Oh, yeah.
Every fall break, my college troop would get in on Wednesday so we could see TJ and Dave, leave on Sunday so we could catch improvised shakes. We'd go on fall break, and we'd always be like, we got to get there Wednesday for TJ and Dave, and then we'll see shakes on Saturday, and then we'll leave Sunday morning.
And just for the uninitiated, Shakes is going to go ahead and be
Improvised
Shakespeare. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Men in blouses. Why not?
Why not? At last.
As a judge.
Me exhaling. Closeted
Men in
19.
blouses.
Seeing Thomas Middleditch in a skirt. Do you know what's something? I was telling this to a friend recently because I also identify as charming.
Yeah.
I love to be the friend's wingman. Like I love to be the friend that when your new +1 is sort of like coming out, to be the one who's so fun that they're like, your friends are fun. And also, little do you know, UCB training, I'm teeing you up all night to look funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's one of the best things is to charm a friend's date.
Yeah.
Into being like, welcome to the coven, you picked the right one. You know what I mean?
I would love to bring
Simple
a date around
joy.
you.
Oh, honey, not only would I be so fun, I would make you look so good, and they'd walk away. The illusion that would never be, they would not know how much work it took for us to like sort of make this happen.
Josh, can I tell you something really funny?
Anything, baby.
That I haven't told you yet?
Sugar, please.
Sugar. I've been big on sugar lately.
I know we were talking about this. Sugar's good. I sort of forgot about it.
I sugared a straight man recently.
And how did they receive it?
He wasn't into it.
Mm.
Yeah, but it was just crazy because sugar is such a delightful thing. But you can't
Who
sugar
doesn't
the
like
straights.
Well, everybody's against big sugar now.
Yeah, well, it all goes straight to the hips.
Thank you. And what's the problem with that?
Well, being fat.
How else will you bear children, Mama?
Oh my God, we should bear children together.
We would be such fun parents.
Wait, but on that note, I have to tell you something. See, this is the issue. We're gonna get lost a lot. I've already lost the plot on the D'Artagnan thread.
There's 6 threads. I've got them all here. We'll circle it back at the end.
By the way, I just did Z-Way's show, and I said, what would be my nightmare podcast? And I said, me and some gay guys I'm really close with, because we'll get so far from reality so quick. Guess what? We're talking about bearing children together.
Here we are, absolutely.
Okay, but then the other night, you came to a thing that I was going to.
Yes.
At a bar.
Yes.
I don't want to say what it is, because I go sometimes, I don't want people to come.
Yes.
But you came and you met my friend Carly, who's lovely.
I was taken.
Everyone's taken by Carly, and everyone's taken by you. When the next day, she and I are talking on the phone, she goes, I loved Josh.
Oh, well, we love to hear that.
I go, well, yes, I love Josh too. And she goes, I think you guys are in love.
Well, how much do we want to get into it? We were saying off air that this has happened quick. When it's right, it's right.
Yeah. This is
we
us.
sort of had a beautiful lunch and knew, well, we're friends now.
That's what it is.
That's not always how it happens.
Exactly correct. And I thought that was a beautiful thing that she said.
That's beautiful.
I said, that is my boy.
I don't refute the allegations.
I don't refute the allegations. I'm in love with you.
I'm in love with you. I don't deny it.
Hello.
I'll say it right to the judge.
Hello. Well, that's another thing I want to talk about.
Hmm.
Your judge, Eric, you said that you would give leniency based on pronouns.
Mm-hmm.
Will you just go through the pronouns and tell me what sentences you're kind of thinking generally?
Great point. Well, he, him is, abolish prison, but only after we send all the he, hims there, of course.
Yeah.
He, hims are going right to some island. He,
Yeah.
him island.
Yeah.
I'm sending them all to he, him island.
He, him island.
The carceral state is on one island, and it's for he,
I think they
hims.
have one of those off the coast of South Carolina, don't
Yeah,
they?
probably. Honestly.
He, him
I mean,
island.
I'm basically inventing a men's prison right now. Is what I'm saying.
You're like, I've got an idea. It's called He Him Island. It's like, yeah, I think that's called Sing Sing. They've got that.
What do you think? Non-binary people. I'm sending non-binary people into the community.
Into the community.
And it's not for them, it's for the community.
Yeah, what
Do you
are
know
they
what I
doing out there?
They're just engaging.
Well, if experience is any measure, they're flyering for Greenpeace. That's what they're doing.
We would all be better to have knock knock at the door. Hello, who are you? I'm a non-binary person sent here to talk to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that.
We
It's
should
for the
start a
community.
program like that. You know how Mormon teens open up those letters and they're like,
Yeah.
Uruguay, we should do that with non-binary people.
Rum Springa, rum thema.
Yeah, thank
Not
you.
as good as Clemency, but we're working on it.
yeah. Them spring up. Actually, probably
Them
the
Spring is
stronger
better.
one.
There we go.
So this time I get the lead on the riff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're sending them into the community.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with she, her?
She, her.
Always a problem
Well,
for guys like us.
Yeah. I mean, earlier, we're already dabbling in clemency. Maybe they're all free. They shouldn't be there in the first place, honestly.
Oh, you think women go free?
Yeah.
Really?
At last.
Oh my God, that's
Let's
beautiful.
free
I'm gonna
women.
cry.
You are crying right now, baby.
Yeah.
Do you see this?
Yeah.
I'm afraid some of the wires are going to short circuit. Chance, can we get something to mop all this up? Caleb is weeping.
Just the
There's water everywhere.
just
my
the
God.
idea of she, her freedom
My
after
God.
everything.
Baby, have a sip of Sprite Zero Sugar. Come on, make it right. Zero sugar? See, you're against sugar too. Here you are saying, "Oh,
Josh.
nobody wants to use sugar anymore," and
Josh.
proudly saying zero sugar right
Josh,
there.
you're sick. Don't bring this up. They're gonna turn on me.
Oh my God!
Oh,
my
she,
God,
her
oh my
freedom. Audra Lord.
God. Audra Lord, thank you at last. Mariam Kaba, send the women home.
Judith Butler.
Yeah, there we go.
She, her freedom.
There we go.
Are you doing a they?
No.
You don't have a they on there at all.
Mm-mm.
Not a he. Not the slightest touch of a he they.
No.
Hmm.
But I feel very sort of like pronoun agnostic, where it's like it's sort of fun to accept all, even though I know it's like I'm a boy, but if you want to use any, I'm gonna be like, sure.
Do you feel like a man? Like
Do
if
I
someone
feel
says like
a
if someone
man?
says like man, do you? Because I do. I feel like a guy.
That's a great question, because then right now I don't really, but
Right.
but yet I do feel like I'm he him.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm somewhat going like I just feel like y'all have all decided I'm he him, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
You feel like a guy.
I do. I think
Mhm.
I feel. But I don't really know what that means. It's never felt dysphoric to me to be a boy.
I guess that's true. I don't feel dysphoric being a boy. I just feel like a certain type of slinky Tim Curry boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you're like you have like an ethereal queerness.
Thank you.
I really don't. my queerness is very just kind of like, my queerness is just kind of, you know.
Yeah. I don't see that.
Really?
But I guess maybe it's the heartland of all. You lead with heartland.
I lead with Heartland.
Mhm.
You think I lead with Heartland and not queer?
Yeah, don't you think?
I
Don't you
think so. Do you think
really
you
are-
lead with queer or North Carolina? Because to me, I see the North Carolina in you so presently.
I find it's all malleable. Do you find that?
Interesting.
Like I'm around certain people, and I don't mean to, but the North Carolina like slides out,
jumps
jumps out.
on out of you.
It is that thing where I guess we all naturally mirror each other, but there's certain times where I catch myself and I'm like, oh, well, first of all, I look at videos of me as a little boy and I'm like, you were such a little hick.
Yeah.
Where did that go?
Yeah.
You know, like, because it wasn't really a choice. It just sort of went away.
It's
So
still
clearly it's still
here.
there because there's times I'm talking to people and I end up being like this. I'm talking like this and I'm like, what happened to you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's all
Yeah.
reflexive.
Don't you
In
think
the
all
same
of
way
our...
we queen out with certain people, you know, it's like, I guess we do sort of
You hick out.
hick out.
I'm hicking out.
Yeah, we're hicking
In
out.
a hick town.
Great line dance to that. You
Jason
better believe.
Aldean, you better believe it.
There's a great line dance to that.
Jason Aldean made some great country music in the 2000s. And then he
Where'd he go?
didn't. Well, I think he
I
put
bet
out...
the answer's bleak. I don't want to look it up.
Isn't he the one that put out Spit in the Cop's Face, Burn the Flag, Try That in a Small Town?
He's that one?
I think that's him.
Oh my God. And
I
here we
know.
are line dancing to his song right now. Is
but
that
his-
reclamation or should we be not? I don't even know.
His old songs were so good.
Yeah.
And then he got in the... It's same with Toby Keith. Toby Keith was making... All these guys, they make such great country music, and then they get obsessed with, like, their own iconography.
Yeah.
And the, like, who they're for.
Yeah.
And then they start doing this weirdo, like, fascistic, like, fucking creepy shit.
Yeah.
Like fucking what was that? What was that Jason Aldean song that was like, why do I what is it was like one of his really got what I got, burning it down, you make it easy. Try that in a small town, sick.
Yeah. I forgot. I didn't put those two
Scroll.
together that he's the guy that was, because I remember that kerfuffle. I
Yeah.
never really listened to the song. I just remember it like being in the news.
Oh my god, Tattoos on This Town, you know that one?
No.
Well, okay. I grew up in a what kind of country were you listening to growing up?
Not a lot because I was listening to radio country, but I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
I'm like reclaiming radio country now as I'm getting into queer line dancing, and there's a lot of like good stuff happening right now. But I was big into like folksy bluegrass stuff.
Yeah.
There used to be the public radio station, is it WNC 89.3, whatever. The like Asheville Boonies public radio station on Sundays was called Coming Round the Mountain, and they just play like old folk, and I loved that shit.
Yeah, that rocks.
And my brother plays mandolin, so I like that stuff.
Your brother's a very talented musician.
Yeah.
I've
You know what the first concert I ever saw was?
What?
Actually, let's take it back. First concert was a contemporary Christian act, The Newsboys.
Thank
Does that
you.
mean anything to you?
Thank you.
Does that mean entertaining angels by the light of my TV screen? They were Australian, and they loved Christ
TV
sort of more
screen?
than anything.
Yeah.
But the first secular concert, Nickel Creek,
Wow.
on their first album at the Asheville Civic Center.
Wow.
Like Lighthouse had just come out.
Country boy.
Yeah, so but I feel like I was more into that sort of side of it because I was still like I was an emerging music snob.
Yeah.
So like even in that climate, I was a little like, country's bad. But like, have you heard folk? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't grow up on a lot of country, but you did have to sort of speak the language.
How'd you get into queer line dancing? You're doing that all the time. I can't. Oh my god. I can't get you to go to dinner
It's true.
half the time
I'm afflicted.
because you're doing queer line dancing
I'm
17
afflicted.
times a goddamn week.
I own that. I'm afflicted.
I've had it.
I need to be. Send me to Hearon Island. I need to be locked up for my crimes.
Hearon
against
Island,
humanity.
and there won't be any line dancing on Hearon Island.
No, ma'am.
No.
Just some gay people I knew in LA were like posting videos, and I was like, that looks fun. And then I went in the spring with some friends, and then I kept going, and my friends don't go anymore, and I made friends who do it. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Where
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, y'all aren't as down bad as me.
Yeah, you were sick with it immediately.
I'll see some of my friends who went early and be like, have you learned the dances? And they're like, yeah, I think I know 4 or 5. And then in my head, I'm like, shit, I think I know 90.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, not a joke. Like the other day, I checked the playlist of every one I know, and it's almost 100. And I was like, you're down bad.
Yeah, you're sick. You're
Do you want to get into that? Because you've gone.
I have. I went to Stud Country in LA a few times. I dug it.
Fabulous. And there's a whole ecosystem now of like that party and all these other things.
Yeah.
Clearly something's happening.
Yeah.
And it's like, because, you know, like Western is in the culture broadly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody's making country albums. Like Western wear is in fashion. It's very Devil Wears Prada. Like, you think that's blue? That's cerulean. Like,
Yeah.
this was chosen for you.
This was
Like,
chosen for you by us a long time ago.
Yeah, Western has been chosen for this moment. So it's like no surprise that the in Bushwick are like line dancing to Hicktown wearing wraparound sunglasses. Like, it's all a part of a broader thing, clearly.
Yeah.
But it is hitting spots for me.
Yeah.
Like, it is making me go, And clearly there's something in the air before this. Like Beyonce put out 16 Carriages. Did I tell you this? And when it came out, I was playing it in the shower, like weeping, like remembering little like hick 7-year-old me. Like it was like making me like revisit parts of my little like closeted Southern past in a way. Not that I had like, actually don't have much shame for that part, but certainly it's things where you feel like I've moved on. I'm this hip New York person now. And I was like living in some of that old stuff in a way that I hadn't been in a while already. And so then when this thing came in my life, I was like, well, one, I like being in my body. And I love just like turning my brain off and putting information in my body. And it's very queer to have this thing where it's like, because some of them you can find YouTubes online. Some of them you truly can't. And you have to be like, hey, do you know Stetson? Will you meet me in the park and teach me? And then some is like, I have this information in my body, I will transmit to your body. Something about that is very beautiful and queer to me.
Mhm.
But then also there's an aspect where I'm like, I don't know why, but like reclaiming a little bit of that like country fried Southern Western thing is feeling right.
That's beautiful.
That was a
I think
diatribe.
It can be.
Please,
No, it was a
I mean,
beautiful diatribe. We'll
okay.
be keeping it in. I think it is half the time beautiful, half the time devastating. That no matter what you do, you can't escape who you were when you were 7.
Yeah.
It's there. It's just like a huge, massive.
And right now I'm living in the beautiful era.
And I'm often in the beautiful era personally, but only in the recent years. Like I would say in my teens and early 20s, I was so annoyed by where I was from.
Me too.
And I was like, oh God, this is such an unchic like
Me
thing
too.
that I was just fucking born into. I wish I had been born somewhere cool. Like my friends who were like born in Manhattan and went to museums as
But
kids.
now I'm so grateful for it.
Exactly correct. Now it's my favorite thing about me, but it took some work.
But clearly I'm in some sort of like Saturn returns about all that stuff.
Well-
Well, and also, not that we have to get into it, but like, I had this like weird accident at the beginning of the year where it was like a near death type of thing. So I think it was like coming off of that too, that I felt very like, I need to be in my body. That was like the first move was I was like, I started taking dance classes because I was like, I want to be in my body more.
Yeah.
And then I think it became a sort of trickle down where then it led me to that. And then it was hitting all these like emotional spots that I was like, oh, I didn't expect this to be a part of it. But it's a part of it.
On the body of it all, do you know what I've gotten really unhappy with?
What?
I don't like when I'm on Grindr and someone wants to send me 15 pictures of every angle of their naked body before we
Mhm.
meet up. I don't need that.
I don't want to share. Could
I
they
wanna
make a
discover
shared
your
album
body.
for vibes?
Yeah.
I don't need to see all that body.
I don't need to-
I need like one picture to get like a general idea.
Yes. I
But
need
I
to know
want some
literally kind of
mystery.
what's going on, but
Yeah,
I want
like just mostly so I'm not surprised, good or bad.
to get to know your
When
body
someone's
as
body
an
is better than I
experience.
expect, I'm also like, oh no, like I get scared.
Yeah, I don't
So,
want the fucking album.
But I don't need all that. I want an album that's vibes. How do we get vibes?
How do we get vibes in the album? I want to
Huh.
know what it's going to be like to chit chat with you before and after. I want to like figure out your body together, and I want you to figure out mine.
Do you ever send voice memos on Grindr?
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah.
send voice memos.
I don't really do that,
anytime.
but maybe I should because that's the best vibe check, really.
Yeah, to get someone's voice.
And just like, because you get all the intonation, you get context. You know what I mean? You get tone, you get timing, you get jokes. Like in 15 seconds of you talking, I'm going to learn more than an hour of us texting. Don't you feel?
Absolutely.
There's so much subtext there.
I'm gonna figure out what's going on with you.
Yeah.
What your vibe is.
Yeah.
I had a delightful. I messaged with a guy on Grindr last week. We messaged like 4 messages, and then he came over, and we didn't exchange any nudes, which I love. That's my favorite kind of hookup. I don't want to know really beforehand personally.
It's fun.
And then he came over, and I was so shocked by his vibe. I thought he was gonna be very femme, which I'm down. I thought he was gonna be very femme, and I was like, cool. That's what's coming over. And then he got there. He was like pretty masculine and pretty low key. I thought he was gonna be like pretty erratic based on some of the messages.
Did you like that too, though?
I love it. I love it all. I was down with it. I was like, that's hot. That's cool.
Yeah.
Because he was nice and fun. We talked
If
about
they
music. It
give
was
too
cool.
much boy, it doesn't work for me.
That doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
I can
With
get down
exception, I mean,
anything.
everything has huge caveats, of course.
Yeah.
I'm painting with a broad stroke, but
Yeah.
like, man is something where I go, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do with this.
I'm down with whatever.
But I love that for you.
I'm down with whatever. Yeah.
Are you finding? Well, this is so boring.
No,
I was
it's
about to be like,
not. What is it?
I'm not asking is dating better in New York than LA. What I want, but it's gonna sound like it. But I
Mm.
want to find like, are you finding an energy shift as you're swimming in the New York pool?
You asking me if dating is better in New York or LA is like, it would be equivalent to you asking me, is it better to go on a long, beautiful walk or be shot in the head?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I figured. Which is why I was trying to like think of like, there's something more interesting than that part of the question.
Yeah.
It's like, what energies are you noticing that are different?
Here's what I will say. There is in New York. I love LA as a city. I really don't.
Me
I do
too.
not subscribe to LA hate. I think LA
Me
is a
neither.
wonderful city with some drawbacks, and every city has them.
This one has profound drawbacks.
This has profound
They're
drawbacks.
both insane, and if you don't own that, you're delusional.
People. My friends are being so annoying to me now in New York that are like, all that shit you talked on New York. And I'm like, everything I said about New York is still true. It is still
Absolutely.
prohibitively expensive and small and loud and gross.
It's crowded and smells like piss.
And it's also lovely. I mean, I'm existing in many realities, as we all do. LA versus New York dating, there are a lot of differences. Here are the two that stick out to me.
Okay.
New York, they love a big boy.
Yeah.
New Yorkers are getting down with different body types.
Yeah.
And truly, genuinely in LA, people are not getting down with different body types. People are actively, the vibe around body in LA, even in people I like, friends of mine who I'm not trying to fuck, friends of mine, the way they talk about their own body, I'm like, do you even realize the implications that has?
Really?
For the
I mean,
people
that
around
doesn't
you?
surprise me, but of course you're getting like a different point of view on it than I am.
Of
You know what I mean?
course.
Like, so
And they're being, and by the way, these are even people I like that are being careful because they know how I
Right,
feel
right,
about
right,
body negativity, but they're being so gross and negative about their own body, even in ways they don't understand. I'm like, you don't
It's just
even
in the
know
air.
how
It's
much
in the
you
water.
hate the idea. Like you hate your physical form, and you actively hate fat people, and you don't even realize it, and that's kind of sad. New York, less of that. Not to say there's not body hatred and weird shit in New York as
no,
well.
of course. And certain spaces, especially
Being
certain
human.
gay spaces.
Of course, yeah. God help me if I had to go to some of the houses on Fire Island with some of these people.
Truly.
But that's one. And the second is, I think there's a higher premium in New York on intellect. I think people want to. I think in New York, there's a little bit more of like, what are you listening to? What are you reading? And like a genuine, like, I want to know what you're.
What are we going to talk about after we've got?
Yeah,
Cum
after we
on us.
come. Yeah, once we wipe the cum off with that little towel
When
you
I
keep
do a
over there.
cursory cum wipe,
Yeah.
I'm still a little sticky pre-shower. What are we talking about for 15 minutes?
What book did you read recently? Now that
Exactly.
we've come.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then
Nobody's asking about books in LA.
kind of no, and it sounds like I'm like even saying this, I'm like, it sounds like I'm working from some stereotype that was told to me of like, they don't like fat people and they don't read books.
No, it's lived.
But I'm like,
It's
I'm
lived.
just telling you what I've experienced.
It's
Yeah.
lived.
It's real. It's true and genuine. So yeah, higher premium on intellect, and they like fat people, which is good for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
better for me.
The body obsession. I was about to say, it's like so funny because we're talking about being in the body, and in some ways they're like incredibly in their body, but like to ill effect.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's
Well,
weird.
And I've gotten tired of the LA face. I've gotten tired of the work.
Mm.
I've gotten tired. I'm sorry. I know everyone do your own thing. It's supposed to be whatever makes you happy.
Lizzo says love yourself.
Everybody with the face work, the actors,
Uh-huh.
everybody in movies looks ridiculous
Uh-huh.
now. They look insane.
Uh-huh.
I am begging people to just let yourself age. My God.
Or I sort of like if you go like full Madonna.
Go crazy. Sure.
When
but
people
then maybe
were trying to read her for it as if she's trying to not look like that, I was like, she's not trying to like hide her age. She's trying to look like Amanda Lepore.
She's
and I sort of
Madonna.
celebrate that. You're like, I've created myself as art object, really.
I think go nuts, do whatever you need to do for you personally. I think we don't need to have every actor in every movie look like that.
It's the uncanny valley.
It's insane.
Do it or don't.
Yeah. Go nuts.
Don't do this like, I just happen to be this way. No, you don't.
No, you don't. That's fake.
No, you don't.
You
That's
fixed
fake.
your face up. Jane Fonda. A lot of
Sure.
work. Looks great.
Yeah.
Go nuts.
Yeah, go
Looks
nuts.
like a fake face, but it's like she knows what she's doing. She likes it.
Absolutely.
I think.
Get her back on top of a tank with that new face.
Yeah, why not? Well, be careful up there though.
Be careful
At this
there.
age, it's not the same.
That's true.
I don't like the work. The work is bothering me. I don't like seeing it on my screen. Every fucking movie trailer now, I'm like, that's not a person.
Yeah.
They're like, this woman is a downtrodden gas station employee in Kentucky. I'm like, she's got veneers.
Yeah, exactly.
What's going on?
Insurance ain't covering that, I know.
Honey.
So she's got money.
No, it can't be. It can't be.
Veneers. Veneers are hard for me.
I get it. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I'm just like, does everyone need to have the same teeth and cheeks?
They do look like big chiclet horse teeth.
Of
Like
course
it's like
they do.
they're- I see them a mile away.
I kind of like my fucked up teeth.
Yeah, mine are like minorly fucked up and I'm down for it.
This one's pushed back. These ones are a little crooked.
My bottoms are crowded.
I kind of like it.
Dennis keeps telling me, your bottoms are getting crowded. I go, sweetie, yeah, hello.
Yeah, hey,
every party in
don't I
New
know
York.
it?
Every party in New York. Crowded with bottoms.
Crowded
sweetie.
bottoms. What is this? Horse meat disco?
Come on now.
Come on.
But I'm cool with it. I'm
Crowded
cool with
bottoms. Is this the Eagle?
it. Did you go to the Eagle?
Your did just goes, oh, very fun. Did just goes, oh, Josh, I love that.
Oh, you gay guys.
Oh, but
I love to get in that mouth.
your dentist
I
literally
say,
has
sweetie,
to pull back.
line up.
Oh my God, Josh, knock it off. Back in.
Calls to the hygienist. Cancel my next 3 appointments. We're running long again. Me, size queen. He's got gay voice too for some reason.
Yeah.
He's got 1950s Hollywood Center Square gay voice. Oh, it's like,
God.
oh God.
Cancel my root canal. Josh wants to do a top 5. He's Margaret Martindale. I'm trying to clean your teeth.
Sweetie, shut up and let me scrape.
Honey, if I wanted to hear you talk, I'd shove my hand up your ass and work you like a puppet. Hush.
Okay. When people are like, that question of like, what role on Broadway want you do? I'm going to now say Little Shop, and I'm the dentist, but he's a...
Yeah. Dennis from Little Shop. Do you have any questions? If so, direct them to my publicist. I'm not talking to you about it until I'm cast. What is your dream role?
I don't actually have an answer for that.
Oh,
Do you?
stop it.
No, I really don't. That's why I was thinking of it recently. I forget why it came up, where I realized I was like, I don't have a go-to in the theater space. I like a lot of theater, but there's not one that I need to have that answer, don't I? Do you have one?
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm just the interviewer.
One exists somewhere, but I haven't found it. Sound off in the comments, I guess.
Sound off in the comments of what Josh should play on Broadway.
Yeah, but I
On
don't have one.
Broadway.
I don't have one.
I'm
Are
trying
you
to...
much of a theater queen?
No, I enjoy. I go when my friends are in something.
Mhm.
But I'm not. It's never been. I'm not. I didn't do it in high school, and then when I got to college, I started hanging out with a lot of theater kids, Chance included.
Y'all know each other from that.
From college, yeah.
Beautiful.
Chance was a BFA, musical theater. I went to all of his
Whoa.
little shows.
What's your dream role, Chance? You have it then.
Well, I played it in college, bottom.
Sure. Yeah.
He was great in it. Bottom of Midsummer, I went.
I mean,
It was
the
good.
dentist,
It
whatever.
was
we
good.
know.
You were funny. Not gay enough though.
No, well,
Yeah, you're not very good at gay.
no,
You're
I
just
don't wanna
okay.
Come on, give it one try.
Chance.
Come on.
But I don't know.
Do you want to do that gay voice we were doing earlier just one time?
Yeah. You don't want to say like you do in private and here on the pod. Get him canceled. Get him
Oh,
canceled.
God. The pod would fall apart.
Oh, the pod would fall apart without Chance.
Think of the pod without Chance. I don't even want to.
I don't want to. What makes me sick.
It makes me sick. Makes me absolutely
Think of your
sick.
dentist without your jokes.
Oh, honey.
Oh,
I don't
God.
want to.
Structural beam.
I'd be caked in plaque in that instance. I
Oh.
wouldn't go.
Goodness, I hate it.
I hate it.
All right, everybody, you know the drill. Today's episode is brought to you by none other than Alma. Alma believes that therapy is more impactful when you feel heard and understood, so they help you find a therapist who really gets you, the right someone to talk to, not just anyone. Look, you guys know I'm not currently in therapy. It's been discussed on the show, but I do know the importance of having someone in life who just kind of understands where you're coming from, someone to listen to you during tough times. If you're not as strong as me, maybe you've been considering finding a licensed professional to help you work through your life's challenges, okay? And that's important. Life has challenges. Give Alma a try. When you browse their directory, you can filter by what you want to focus on, from anxiety to relationships and other big things, your big life transitions, your gender, your sexuality. And if I know anything about my fans, y'all are transitioning your gender and sexuality. Over 95% of therapists at Alma accept insurance, and people who find in-network care through Alma, hey, on average, you're saving 77% on the cost of therapy. Then you can just focus on finding someone who feels like the right fit without worrying so much about the money side of things. You can look through the directory. You do not have to create an account or give them payment information until you're ready. You can book a free consultation call with any therapist you're interested in seeing. Okay, it's a 15-minute call, gives you a chance to see if they're a good fit for you, and you can find someone you really click with. So Alma can help you find the right therapist for you, not just anyone, the right someone. Visit helloalma.com/so-true to get started and schedule a free consultation today. That's helloalma.com/SOTRUE. What's up, y'all? Today's episode is sponsored by, you guessed it, Twisted freaking Tea. Twisted Tea is a refreshing hard iced tea. It's perfect for all kinds of events, okay? During the cold winter months, you got it. During the warm summer months, you got it. And spring in certain regions, who knows what the weather might be where you live. But anytime, a cold, delicious beverage after a nice walk or a flag football game, yeah, sometimes that's literally the only thing on earth you need to take your day from, let's just say, good to great. Now, there's just a few things you guys need to know. I'm clearing the record. I'm getting it all out there about my friends at Twisted Tea and what makes them so darn special to me. First of all, it tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea, okay? But it's not just real brewed tea. If that was all it was, we would just call it tea. Okay, it's twisted because it's got a nice kick of 5% ABV. Same great taste as a typical iced tea, but with a fun little bonus to help get the party started a little bit, okay? It goes down smooth, I'll tell you that much. There's no carbonation, which makes it easy to drink all day long. You could literally drink this stuff every second of every day. Twisted Tea is the perfect alcohol/beverage to keep the good times going all year long, all day, all month, all year. Whether you're hanging out at a friend's house, okay, you're at the stadium, the bar, who knows where you might be drinking. Maybe you're at one of my famous watch parties for the Kansas City Chiefs football organization, or you just seeing where the day takes you. Maybe you wake up, you need a Twisted Tea before you can start your day. Twisted Tea is there to turn your day up a notch and make a good time into, well, let's just say a great time. So grab a refreshing twisted tea today and do me a favor, keep it twisted. Well, I would love to see you in any show.
And you.
And you.
What should we do together, I guess? Oh, let's do Waiting for Godot, the two of us.
I mean,
That could be fun.
Waiting
Us
for
clowning
Godot.
around.
Waiting for Gato. Waiting for Homo.
Waiting for Godot.
We should do a show together, but you're too busy. You'd never do a show with me.
Sweetie pot kettle. Don't even.
You'd never do a show with me.
Don't
probably.
even. I literally asked you to do a show before we rolled. You said no. Sorry to pull back the curtain.
Actually, it's even worse. What I said was,
I'll come.
I'm free
I
that
won't
night.
do
I
it.
might come and watch, but I'm not performing. My answer's even worse than no. It's, I can come. I might actually be there, and I'm not getting on stage. That is so funny.
Life is long, though. We'll do a show.
We'll definitely do a show.
I'm a seer. I have sight.
Yeah.
And I've seen that, you know?
I mentioned yesterday we recorded Jay Jordan, and we were talking.
Wonderful
it was,
person.
Oh, wonderful
God,
person.
ugly guy. Ugly body.
Oh, disgusting creature.
Nasty, ugly guy.
Disgusting
with
creature
such
from
a
hell.
Conventionally ugly body.
Jay Jordan, you sick, sloppy,
and not
messy
funny.
individual
Ugh.
who can't write or tell a joke.
No.
Jay,
He
get out of
makes
here.
me mad.
Oh,
'cause
I hate
He's
him.
one of those who he's like, how about 3 jokes when one could do?
Yeah.
Like in one breath, there's always like 4 laugh lines. I'm like, leave some for the rest of us.
Yeah, he's like, what if every word of the setup was also a punchline?
No, it's
I'm
not
like, what
right.
if you fuck off
Yeah.
and let the rest of
Oh,
us
and
breathe
also
a little
I have
bit?
pecs.
Oh, okay.
Good God.
Oh,
come
and you're
on.
one of the most ripped individuals
Get
alive,
going.
and you're in a healthy marriage, and you're open. Well, open people. Ugh. No, I'm sorry. I know everyone's doing it.
You know, and it's good or bad depending on the situation, just as monogamy is.
How's it for you?
Good.
Yeah.
Wait, what were you about Jay Jordan?
Well, I was gonna say that on his episode, it was really rainy, and so he had an umbrella, and I was telling him about your umbrella bit that I love from your latest show.
Oh,
People in Manhattan should have to have.
sometimes I feel like that's hack, but New York crowds like it.
I love it.
I feel like there's a version of it that's hack that I'm trying to make not hack by like sort of adding too many monosyllabic words.
Right.
A lot of my comedy is that. It's like, what's the dumb version and how do you say it with big words?
Yeah. I like that. I like that.
Do you know what I mean?
I love that show, Josh.
Hey, thanks.
I love your show.
You're
It's
too
so
kind.
good.
You're
I'm
too
very
kind.
excited for you to do it again. When are you doing it again?
I have no plans yet because it seems in a I can't say things officially yet way that it will have a long run next summer.
Yeah.
I think that I can say.
Yeah.
So we're not really doing any more one-offs because we're waiting for that to solidify.
Oh, it's so
But I
good.
bet come next summer you're gonna have 8 chances a week to say it. Let's just say that. You know what I mean?
Spoiled
That's where it
with
feels like
riches.
it's going.
Spoiled with riches, we would.
And
be.
if that doesn't end up happening, that sucks for me.
Yeah.
Just know if you hear this and months from now that doesn't come true,
Know that that's
something
bad.
went wrong,
Yeah.
and that sucks for
my
me.
life crumbled in that area.
Yeah. But the thing that I was told was happen fell apart.
Yeah.
And that sucks for me.
Yeah.
Don't come for me. What happened in that show that you said was going to have a run? Yeah, well, I guess it didn't, and not by my choosing.
Yeah. I didn't decide not to do it.
No.
This is one of my favorite energies online, by the way, is when people in our world try to like, they think the general public is so stupid that they try to play off a clear loss as like a choice. It's someone like tickets aren't selling to their show.
Uh-huh.
You know, and they'll get on
Uh-huh.
Instagram stories and be like, "Hey, you guys, last few tickets available. Like, go get them right now while you can." And it's
Yeah.
like, it's been on sale for months.
It's like, we know.
You can tell that it's not the last few tickets.
We know.
I genuinely, I'm not being mean because we've all done it. I love that energy. I think it's so awesome. I think it's hilarious.
You like that smoke screen.
I think it's funny. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is funny that we all
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
Because, by the way, partially when you do that, you're doing it not even for the general public. You're doing it for your peers.
Yeah.
To be like, my show's selling really well.
Yeah,
Don't,
exactly.
you know?
Yeah.
I think that's funny.
You have to sort of I guess that's true of this business. It is funny, but it's also a shame that you have to sort of like at all times be projecting that things are going pretty well.
Of course, it's an actual
Where
shame.
are spaces to go? Actually, my career's only okay.
It's this podcast.
Yeah,
That's
you're
where you
right.
can do that. And I'll tell you my other favorite thing that I love is when someone gets an objectively hurtful review of their project, and then they go, you know what? This bothers me so little, I'm posting it.
Oh, well, we did that, but it was so funny to us.
If it's funny,
Me and Aaron got some like really hysterical, like bad reviews of our film, which we knew would happen.
Dix the Musical, stream now.
Stream now on Max. But it was so funny because in the lead up, everybody's like, "Oh my god, I bet you're so excited for like Fox News to find this." And we were like, first of all, no, I'm not excited for
Right,
that.
I'm scared.
And we were like, And second of all, I don't know that that's going to happen. I think we've made a rather niche film that's going to, and I think people in our bubble are going to dislike it. And people like, no, conservatives are going to rip it. Of course, it was like, well, a ton of liberals hated it.
Yeah.
And those were the funniest hate reviews to
Of
us.
course.
There is one we posted where this person just kept as a refrain because she was ripping it. And she kept like every fourth line going, and again, all caps, I am a lesbian. She keeps coming back to this.
See, but to me, there's a subtle difference
That
between...
was so funny to us.
There's a subtle difference between one that's actually funny and one that's pure vitriol. Like sometimes people like I'll share one that's like someone for Sweethearts. During the festival period.
Stream on Max.
During the festival
Great
period.
double feeter, actually.
By the way, Stream on Max, Dick's the Musical, and then Stream on Max, Sweethearts.
What order do you think? Is there a first and a second?
I would go Sweethearts first, just in case they don't make it to a second one.
Sure.
In case they get
queue
tired.
up Dicks when you go to sleep because I could use the fraction of a penny. You know what I mean? I don't care if you keep your eyes open, but at least press play.
Do Dicks. I don't think I get points on Sweethearts. Do Dicks first, and then get to me if you have a chance. But I read the reviews only during the festival period on Letterboxd. I read a couple of them and then didn't again. And someone during that period said something which I posted, something to the effect of, please put Caleb Hearon in more movies immediately. He doesn't have much time left. He's like 40. And that to me was so actually funny.
Yeah.
That I was like, I have to post it. It's hilarious. But
it's
it wasn't
funny on multiple levels because one, you're not almost 40.
No, I'm
and two,
not.
if you were, you'd have
I'd
tons
plenty
of time left.
Yeah, it's funny on so many levels. And also it's like,
Did Letterboxd like Sweethearts? Letterboxd didn't really like Dicks. But again, that's a thing where we like knew it wasn't for them.
I've heard...
They didn't hate it, but it's just film people.
I'm not reading it.
Like
I don't
A24's accounts did not like our film because it was like, well, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not reading it, but I've heard that it's like it's not like a 4.5 on there. Like it's not killing,
I should say also I sort of don't read it. Like I actually don't, but it's impossible for things not to get to you.
Oh, they come.
But people, even when you're like, I'm not looking at it, it finds a way.
It comes.
You have to sort of make the choice to not look at it so that you can then look at it less.
Right.
Because there's no rebuking the Lord.
Yeah.
You know, like it's going to get into you.
It's coming to you.
People give it to you and you don't want it and it just like bleeds. It permeates.
Yeah.
You know? So we were like, I would see some even though I was choosing to not see any.
Yeah.
And the choice to not see any meant I just saw a little.
Yeah, you just saw a little bit.
But some of them were funny.
A little bit through. No, some of them are funny. And I'm being genuine, by the way. I think it's hilarious when people do that. I do legitimately love the energy of posting like straight up vitriol and being like, actually, this didn't bother me at all. When it's like, clearly it did, but that's funny. I like that. I really like that. I'd like to make shirts of some of my hate comments.
Do you have any, which one would you put on a shirt right now? Because we would do the full, like, you know Willie Norris? Willie Norris is fabulous fashion designer. And she's sort of known for Willie Norris work. She works for some big fashion house that like straight guys like that I literally can't remember the name of. I'm probably getting all of this wrong. But
Yeah.
what I know her for is Willie Norris Workshop, where she does a lot of like screen printed t-shirts. She used to have these socks that were like Nike socks that said, love me tender on one side and fuck me hard on the other, stuff like that.
Yeah.
She has the one that say, promote homosexuality, those
Yeah.
t-shirts. You've
Yeah,
seen those?
Yeah.
But she has this one where she's just screen printed this like awful review of, I think like a fucking Denny's or something. But when this I'm a Lesbian review came out, she was like, I'm going to make a t-shirt of that. I'm realizing
that.
out loud I need to make her follow through on it. But anyway, that was so cut that, good God, all preamble to say, what is the one you would put on a shirt first?
I don't remember it word for word, but there was a DM we got on the podcast account a couple months ago that was from like a very concerned Christian right-wing person that was like, you enabling like devil worshiping, like you're going to hell.
Clocked and owned, first of all.
Enabling devil worshiping. I'm
Yeah.
like, just that alone.
I feel incredibly enabled. Let
Yeah.
me just say that.
And the devil would feel incredibly worshipped were she here.
Come on.
Yeah.
Leave a chair for Prophet Elijah? No, for the devil.
For the devil, who we worship, and we, frankly, need in here. I would put that on a shirt. I think that's really funny.
Well, now here's the thing though, because I hear you. That part where people like share the vitriol and they're like, this didn't affect me. And you're like, well, clearly it did. But there also is a doubling back where sometimes, like, I'm not convinced the self exists. And so sometimes there's a thing where you have to sort of like subjugate yourself to that to be like, I'm not real. It's
Yeah.
like all these people are thinking this thing about me, but it's not about me.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm real. And whatever you're saying is not about me.
Yeah.
So it's like, it doesn't affect me, but it does affect me because it helps inform my worldview of like, I have to decentralize myself. Like I have to be like, say whatever you want. It can't matter. First of all, it's about you, not me.
Yeah.
And second of all, even if it were, the self you're talking about perhaps doesn't exist.
Oh, there's a person I need you to meet. I went to a dinner for a Jewish holiday, and I forget which one.
Oh shoot!
I went to a dinner.
Put it in post.
I went to a dinner for Rosh Hashanah. It's like 80 yard in at my friend's mom's house in Brooklyn, and there was a wonderful gay professor there who was
Love already.
obsessed with the idea that the self doesn't exist. And he and I we were sitting next to each other while everyone else was over in the living room kind of chatting. He and I just at the table. And he's going into me about, he's like, the self doesn't exist. And getting over yourself is actually the biggest thing you can do for happiness. Like getting over yourself in the literal, getting over the sense that you even exist.
I think that's true.
And I was like, that's beautiful. And he was
I try to be on that journey. You're right. I got to talk to this guy.
Yeah.
Did he have any theories on what forms consciousness?
I'm sure he did, and we didn't get there.
I'm sort of into Hofstadter's strange loop theory.
Okay, tell me about it.
People should read. Well, it's one of those things that is like, you read it and you're like, this is so true. And then someone's like, summarize it. You're like, couldn't if I tried. You know? You're like,
Yeah.
And that's like why it feels true. It's because
Right.
you're like, it's so layered and nuanced and complex. It essentially is sort of saying, I'm going to give the most dumb gay guy version of it. That like, we as entities are sort of incredibly small, but also big. Like you're this mass of individual particles that are all like uniquely motivated. And yet somehow they come together to be this thing, you know, and it, like where one ends and the other begins is very porous. It's like we shed all our cells every 7 years. It's also like the atoms that make me end and the chair begin, like literally are trading. So it's like, that is already weird. So he's like, basically your brain is sort of oscillating between being individual small things and this massive big things. And he believes that the quick oscillation of that, as if you're like filming a TV, and you know, you see the TV and the TV and the TV and the TV, and it creates this thing that's not real. It's a full illusion, but it feels very real.
Yeah.
He's like, that's what consciousness is. It's like you're oscillating between the small and the big at all times. And so it creates this sort of like infinite loop that becomes the self.
Yeah.
Again, does that make any sense at all? No, and yet it's beautiful. It's poetic.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that stuff.
No, I understand. I understand that.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
And me, it's all I want to think about.
yeah, that is a one key difference between us is you're thinking about stuff like that, and
think
my
it's
happiness
so
is based in
fun.
stupidity.
Yeah.
I avoid and deny.
Well, I like that kind of science that's so, like, I'll read stuff about, like, quantum mechanics and stuff because it's so highfalutin and theoretical and nonsense that it is stupid to me.
Yeah,
Like, some of the hard sciences where it's like, I measured this thing and it was true. I'm like, boring. When it's like, we have no way to explain this, so I've designed the most insane theory of all time. It might as well be Tolkien.
Yeah.
It's like full, dumb, it feels like fantasy. And I love that. It feels stupid to me how smart it is. Because it's like, we've blown past the limits of what we can understand, and we're just like sitting in fucking, you know, tenured rooms, offices, and just like doing thought experiments and coming up with this cockamamie nonsense.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's gay guy shit, really.
yeah.
That's gay guy
cockamamie
shit.
nonsense.
Oh, yeah. Theoretical math, gay guy shit.
Gay guy shit.
When gay guys talk and Chance is like, what did one word of that mean? When we're like, down the house boots, honey mama. It's like,
Yeah.
that's what these quantum physicists sound like. You know what I mean? It's like, it's all the same. It's just been mad-libbed differently.
It's two silly bitches telling each other exactly.
And it means something to them.
Yeah.
It means something to them.
Yeah,
And so I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
that's gorgeous.
Thank you.
We should come up with our own theory of the universe.
Yeah.
A fan messaged
How much
me.
time we got left on the pod? You think
Plenty.
we can do it?
We could do it today.
We'll find
A
it.
fan messaged me yesterday and said you should rewrite the Bible.
Oh, that's a good
and
idea.
I'm thinking about doing it.
What's your? Can I ask? And it's fine if you don't have it yet, 'cause sometimes you figure things out in the writing.
Right.
What's your take?
My take on the Bible, a lot of it's going to be the same. I think they nailed some pretty key concepts. Murdering everyone because you're mad at them type
Yeah.
shit. Flooding the earth because people weren't being obedient. That's
Yeah.
sick.
He/him behavior.
He him island. Creating a he him island via
Yeah.
the floods. Literally.
Literally.
I think my version of the Bible, I would just go like,
There's definitely some cuts.
you know what? Here's the big thing about the Bible and Christianity. I would just cut the idea that like the mandatory part. Like you have to believe in my version to go to heaven. I'm like,
Yeah.
that can't be. That's what lost me from Christianity. I go, you're telling me there's no Jewish people or Muslim people in
Here
heaven?
you are. Here you can't shut up about grace.
Yeah.
And yet.
And
You
yet,
know what I mean?
a
How many
really
times are
nice
you gonna
Muslim
talk
guy
about
can't go to
grace?
heaven?
Exactly.
I don't buy it.
A hot Muslim guy doesn't get into heaven?
And I've seen some hot Muslim guys. And I've
Honey.
seen some hot guys of all faiths. And they belong
And
in
if they're
heaven.
not getting to heaven, come on.
You ever seen a hot person who's bad at kissing?
Yeah.
I've been
it's-
I've been
it's a
big on this
bummer.
lately.
It's a bummer.
I kissed one of the hottest guys I've kissed.
Mm-hmm.
And he was such a bad kisser. I thought, how did you get here, brother?
Have you ever, well,
How did I get good at this and you didn't?
I feel like we've talked about this. I feel like you don't go to the club as much as maybe I do.
No.
But there's moments where you're at the club, and maybe someone wants to make out and you make out, and in that moment I go, "You're on a different drug journey than I am."
Yeah. Tell me about that. I wouldn't know about that.
Well, actually, I find I don't use much drugs in the club really because I like to light touch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm there for the music ultimately. I'm in communion with the DJ. We're on our own frequency.
Yeah.
But sometimes you kiss someone, you go, "You've been doing something. I know that much."
Yeah.
This isn't the kiss of a person who's on planet Earth.
Yeah.
This is and I have to go, "Well, good luck and God bless."
What are the characteristics of that kiss? Usually. Like I'm trying to
Well,
understand.
you can sort of tell the drug.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes the kiss is outside of time in a way that you go, "That's,"
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you are not on the same sort of natural rhythms of what a kiss should be.
Yeah.
Parts are too slow, parts are too fast.
Yeah.
You are not on time in the
Yeah.
way that I am experiencing time.
Yeah.
You know?
You're not moving the lips in the right way.
Sometimes it's and you're like, that's you know,
Yeah.
like you want into something.
Yeah. Yeah. You're trying to penetrate with the
You're
lip.
trying to get in there.
Crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hot person who's bad at kissing is just such a confounding phenomenon to me.
It's not right. Do you think is that a feedback loop? I'm hot, so I never learned to kiss.
That's what people
Like,
are theorizing.
Whereas like some of us who are less hot, you got to get scrappy out in these streets.
I don't know. I just
You got to earn your
know
keep.
Kissing to me is like, God, pay some attention, focus up, have some care.
Kissing's the number one.
Kissing's the number one thing. If you're a bad kisser, I don't care what else you're good at.
Non-negotiable.
You could be a saint, and if you're a bad kisser, I want you dead. I don't
Yeah.
want you to ever come around me again.
Uh-huh.
Kissing is everything. It's number one.
Kissing rules.
If we spend 4 hours kissing and 3 minutes having sex, I'm happy as a clam.
Honey, 0 minutes having sex.
Yeah, fuck
Even.
sex.
Literally.
Fuck sex, marry kissing.
Yeah. Marry kissing, fuck sex. What? I guess we need a third.
Kill. Oh, wait, hold on. I want to think of what I really want to kill. I kind of want to kill frantically looking for a cum towel because you weren't
Yeah.
thinking of it.
Yeah.
Do you know when
Yeah.
when you weren't planning?
Yeah.
Like someone's maybe over or
Yeah.
something, and you're somewhere that you didn't have the
Mhm.
cum towel, and then
Mhm.
now especially if you come at the same time or
Mhm.
around the same time, and now it's like so someone's gonna have to like.
This just happened to you. It's so vivid, this description. This happened to you. You're describing something from the last 72 hours. I feel.
72 from the last 3 hours.
Yeah, okay.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, desperately looking for a cum
It's
towel.
11
so
in the morning.
frantic.
Let the viewer know.
By the way,
when you're
just
playing back the last 3 hours.
tiptoeing and trying not to spill cum and being like, "Where's the towel?"
Yeah,
oh
that.
God, it's so.
Although there's something funny about that. I mean, is that not
course.
the Marx Brothers right there?
Of course.
Tiptoeing, trying not to spill cum. Is that not Buster Keaton?
Tell me that's not.
Come
Tell me that's
on.
not Carol Burnett show original season.
Clown is back.
Clown is back.
We all know this.
I'm trying not to drip cum while I look for the cum towel.
Sweetie, if that's not a Zach Zuckerberg, I don't know what is.
Oh,
you know what I
my
mean?
goodness. You put Zach Zucker in there even. Zach
Um,
Zucker's getting put in the mix of references.
He deserves it. Don't
Zach's
you
a
feel?
good guy.
Sweethearts.
Sweethearts in Zach Zucker's in
Zach
there.
Zucker's a good guy.
Zach Zucker dancing a lot.
Dance. I know. I
Have you?
want to go to a
talked?
class with him.
Okay, you gotta
I
get
sometimes
in
go
there.
to classes too, and I don't even want to say where because I like that it's my little secret. But then, the line dancing became more the thing. But lately, I've been like, I want to go back to the classes.
Yeah.
There's one class I go to that's like a house music class,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so fun. Well, one, I just like that type of music, and I like to dance to it. And the style of dance is like so fun, and it's a bunch of footwork. Also, I'm the worst one in the room, and I think it's so good for your character to be bad at something and keep going back.
Yeah.
I'm always the worst one in the room, and I love that feeling. But he's very good about this guy where at the end when you're doing the thing that I guess is the norm in dance classes now, where they're like, we're going to run the choreo you learn, and everybody sets up their damn phones to film themselves. God bless rock and roll. They do it one time, and then he's like, okay, we did that. Now we're getting in a circle, and we're doing it at one another, because this is ultimately house music. It's like a social dance. Like, you're doing this to be in your body and be in communion with other people, so it doesn't matter if you get it right. Like,
Yeah.
do it to have joy with other people, and I'm like, I transcend. I'm like, I'm in heaven, this is church.
Yeah.
This is what we should be doing it for.
You should start a religion.
Yeah,
I
we
like
should,
your,
right?
I like your ideas.
We should, would you
You got a
be
good
an
vibe.
acolyte?
You got an acolyte of your faith?
Mm,
Absolutely.
thank you. You'll be going knocking at the
Absolutely.
doors. Hi, I'm they, them.
Absolutely. Hi, I'm non-binary, and I want to talk to you about Josh Sharp.
Do you do dance classes?
No.
Have you ever?
A dance class? No, I've been to like a stud country and
Yeah,
done
which is
thing.
a class, but also sort of a party.
Yeah, no, I've not done a class.
It's sort of the
class.
hybrid space.
I'd be open to it. I guess it's just I've never done it.
Let's go.
Let's go to one.
I'll take you to this one if you want.
I'll do anything with you.
It's sort of hard, but I like that. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be like open level beginner, but then I get there and I'm like, well,
This is hard.
this is sort of hard.
Yeah, that would be me for sure. I like to think I have rhythm. Maybe I would do okay at it.
I feel like you have rhythm.
I'd like to think.
I actually have great rhythm, but do find I'm just such like an oaf. Like I look stupid dancing in a way that I say that with love. I like appreciate it. I watch myself and I'm like, you have such like sort of like goofy dad energy. Like other people look cooler dancing. And I'm like, but I sort of love looking like a dweeb.
Yeah.
And like still doing it.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
I think it's fun.
Josh.
But I'm good at picking up stuff. I don't think I look good doing it. I think I'd need a lot of training to like get that out of me and be an actual like dancer.
Yeah.
Which maybe that's my journey, but
I have a question for you.
anything.
What's so true to you?
Oh God. I had something earlier and then I lost it. I feel like I should either remember it or just come up with something on this.
Don't worry, we can cut anything. We can cut this whole moment here. You can really think on it if you want.
Oh, you know what came up to me earlier?
Mm.
So true to me. You tell me if this is a good example for the prompt.
'Kay.
It should be the law that every martini comes with a sidecar. Do you know what I'm saying,
Oh
Hal?
my goodness.
I assume the listener knows what a sidecar is, where it's like they only pour in like a sip of a martini in the martini glass and the rest is in a little goblet on ice beside it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That should be the law.
Here's a law. I'll add to that. I love that so true. And I'll go a step further and say, I don't really care about martinis, but if I was going to get one, I'd want 17 olives.
I'm down for that.
Bring me 17 olives.
Here's the thing about a martini. It really goes to prove that the way we feel about drinking is contextual.
Mm.
If you were drinking straight gin lukewarm out of a Mountain Dew bottle, I'd be like, you have a problem.
Yeah.
Make the gin very cold in a classy glass, and we're like, nothing is more refined.
Nothing to think
It's
of.
the same exact drink.
Yeah.
Martini is just like booze, but cold.
Yeah.
But we've decided it is like the pinnacle of class
Yeah.
when it's drunkard behavior.
Yeah.
So if the whole thing is like, I'm only permitting this because it's so fucking cold,
Yeah.
then I'm like, sit it on ice, baby. I want every sip to be as cold as it could be.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
You know
the
what?
only thing you're offering me is a certain glass, check, and that it's cold. So put it on ice, mama.
Baby.
Or else I'm an alcoholic.
Put it on ice or else I have a problem.
And I don't want to do that.
When you were in college, you ever do eggs and kegs?
What's that?
Kegs and eggs?
Kegs and eggs?
This
No.
is when I knew a lot of my friends have drinking problems.
I remember kegs.
Kegs
but
and eggs.
You'd...
Kegs and eggs is when you would do a breakfast keg, and then you would do like eggs, and then you would go to
No,
like
we didn't do that.
They would drink at 6, 7 in the morning to go to a
Yeah.
football game, and I'm like, legitimately, y'all are ill.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't. This is insane to me.
Where'd you go to school again?
Missouri State.
Sure.
Go Bears. Shout out Bears. Go Bears. Love Missouri State.
And shout out Tar Heels, UNC Chapel Hill. Let's go state schools.
Shout out Tar Heels, UNC
Let's go
Chapel
state
Hill.
schools. Let's go public funded sports. Let's go for it.
Shout out Missouri State. Shout out UNC sister schools.
Sister schools.
Sister schools we just decided.
Founded by sisters, actually.
Yes, 2 sisters.
Yeah, 2 sisters.
That's this episode is 2
lesbians.
sisters.
2 lesbian sisters.
2 lesbian sisters is this episode of So
They didn't
True.
date each other. Weirdo.
That'd be freaky. Stop.
That's not what they did.
You think they stole glances and eventually kissed?
Yeah,
Stop.
no.
That's weird.
That's gross.
Are you in Bitcoin at all?
No.
I
Are you?
have. Well, no, but I have something.
You're giving me Bitcoin?
No.
Oh my God, Caleb's giving me Bitcoin.
November
What,
19th.
to a coin?
November 19th, 2013. You posted on Facebook. I can't answer the question, what is a Bitcoin? But I do know I bought $25 worth of it in June, and now it's worth $200. So that's something.
That's because of my friend Cece.
Now what
I
happened?
have one friend who I ended up selling it soon after. I think it would be so much money because at the time I was like, I don't buy this.
Yeah.
But I have a friend who's really into Bitcoin. And twice he's had me buy stuff. That one turned into like $200 soon after I sold it. And then a little while ago, he had to sell one that like tanked
Yeah.
or buy one that tanked. But that's like what he does.
And you were in it for a second.
But not. I bought it. That probably posted that because I remember forgot about it for years. And at one point was reminded I had it and had to like figure out how to get in my wallet. Was like, I'm going to sell this because like I'm never checking on this.
Yeah.
So I have twice in my life bought a cryptocurrency.
Chance Love still looks through
Thanks to
people's
my
Facebook
friend.
posts. Cece,
Oh, my-
shout out Cece.
Shout out Cece.
On March 15th, 2010, you posted.
This is so wild because I forgot I had a Facebook. You know what I mean? Like I'm so out of that space.
Anyone want
I
to
didn't
get
know it was still live.
March 15th, 2010, Josh Sharp. Anyone want to get Pearl Jam tickets?
Damn, and no one did. I've never seen Pearl Jam. No one did. What year was that?
2010.
To this day, I've been like, damn, I wish I saw Pearl Jam. Every time they go on tour, I'm like, who would want to see Pearl Jam with me? And the answer is always nobody.
I would go to Pearl Jam with
Really?
you. My goodness.
Put it right there.
King, king,
I
king.
love Pearl Jam.
Let's go to Pearl
rules.
Jam. I would go to Pearl Jam with
Yes. This is why I posted this in 2010.
you. Yeah. You
so
needed
that
this
15
community.
years later, you would bring it up on a Headgum podcast, a
Yeah.
phrase I never would have known in 2010.
Yes.
And then we could go see Pearl Jam.
Yes.
I think Pearl Jam rules.
Me and, do you know Jack Martin?
No.
friend of mine, been on the show, great guest. We're going to see Creed, and who else is
Creed.
on that lineup?
Creed was huge
We're going
for
to
me.
see Creed, and I think it's Daughtry, and I can't wait.
Creed was huge for me. A person whose first concert was Newsboys. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because that was secular music. You know, you'd go to youth group
Yeah.
and you would do the let's find the Christian themes in a Dave Matthews Band song.
Yeah.
Like we were doing that down.
Yeah.
Creed.
Well,
easiest
garbage in,
assignment.
garbage out.
Easiest assignment you had because Creed was making the subtext text. He was
Yes.
literally like, yeah, this is secular music, but
We
it's
arms
about
wide open
Jesus, baby, Jesus.
under the
Wow, you're
sunlight.
seeing Creed.
Come on now. I love Creed. Oh my God. Creed set summer of 99, 2025 American tour. 3 Doors Down and Daughtry
Vivid memory
with
of hearing
Creed.
3 Doors Down at the county fair on that one where you're the spinning one where you were up it and it would like go sideways and because of the centrifugal force you could like slide. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, yeah.
That one where it sort of felt like you were outside of gravity. Vivid memory of them playing 3 Doors Down and me doing that.
That's
5th grade.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go to this concert. I will be there. I don't know what night. Creed, 3 Doors Down and Daughtry. If any of you are listening, I'd love to be on the list. I'd love to
And
come backstage.
Pearl Jam as well.
Pearl Jam.
You could get 2 noted comedians on the
You
list.
can get 2 gay comedians.
I'll even throw in a post.
I'll throw in a post.
I'll throw in a social media
Story
post.
and Grid.
Story and Grid.
And I'm guessing for all
Tagging
4 of
Pearl
these
Jam.
bands, getting 2 noted gay guys is probably a bit of a struggle. So
It's fun to go to a concert like that and open your grinder and like sand comes out. Where you
Yeah.
were like, I'm the only gay guy within an 8-mile radius.
as opposed to like when I went to Sweat and it was like
honey.
every profile was 1 foot away.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
Sweat tour was grinders. I can't imagine how many people got laid at Sweat tour
in the bathroom.
in the bathroom.
Wow. I can't believe no one went to Pearl Jam with me in 2010.
I'm going with
I
you
just
in
moved to New York.
2025. You had just moved to New York
Mhm.
from North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
What month of 2010 did it say?
That would have go ahead mid-March.
Yeah, okay. I was about 6 months in.
That's crazy.
Well, we got to see Pearl Jam. I love this. Were there any more good Facebook finds or that was it?
Those are the only ones I had. for you.
Chance, really good.
Really good stuff, Chance. I have a segment for you.
Do you probably find some really damning stuff on people
There's
and that you don't bring to the pod, I assume, because you have conscience.
only fun.
Yeah,
There
but there's
are
probably some gnarly stuff.
There's some pretty bad comments, mostly comments. Go back. I invite everybody to make comments.
You
No.
that's the thing you can say. Just like show me my comments. Like there's a filter, or you have to like. How do you find them?
Through the post.
Oh my god,
Crazy.
crazy!
I have a
Chance.
segment for you.
Let's do it.
It's time for the Twisted True or False segment brought to you by Twisted Tea. Now, Josh, Twisted Tea, these folks reached out to me and said, can we sponsor the True False segment? And I said, yeah. Yeah, you sure can.
And they specifically for me,
They wanted to
said,
do it with you. They said, make
said-
it a gay guy.
make it a gay guy.
And because they think you're going to win. And what's going to happen here is I'm going to read you 15 statements.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Then you're going to tell me if you think they're true or false. All right.
Yeah.
And then if you get 10
Thank
or
you
more.
for allowing me just to say that.
By the way,
I was worried it would be like say twisted true or T false or something.
you don't need to do any of
I just
that.
was worried.
You don't need to do
I was
any
worried I
of
might be like, that's if it's true, say that's twisted.
that. Yeah.
And if it's true, go, that's T.
That's T.
If it's false, go, sounds twisted.
Yeah. You do
Thank you
whatever
for-
you want to
Thank
do.
you for not making me do that.
Yeah. Well, hey, if you get 10 or more correct, we're going to give you $50 US.
Okay, baby.
So that's a game you can get behind.
And I'm gonna have to fill out a W-9 for twisted T.
Yes, you are. What's more twisted than that? No, I'm going to do it under the table. We don't believe in taxes around here.
You heard it. You heard it here first.
The lifespan of a taste bud is 10 years.
I actually think it's less than that. So I'm gonna go false.
False, it's 10 days.
Yeah.
The average.
Wow. Not only was I right, I was
You were
right.
big right. The average human blinks.
I want to unpack each one. There's so much to say. We're gonna have to circle back. I know it goes quick.
Josh, you got to circle
I
back.
know. We'll
Hold
circle
your favorite
back.
ones in your head. The average human blinks over 4 million times a year.
True.
It's true. Lizards communicate by doing push-ups.
True.
It's true. Morganton, North Carolina, has a population of 17,474 people.
That sounds true.
That's true. Diet Coke is older than regular Coke.
False.
It's false. The pupil in a goat's eyes are rectangular.
False.
That's true.
Ow! I
There-
was on a streak.
You were
though.
on a big streak. There are more people than chickens in the world.
False.
It's false. North Carolina's state motto is to be rather than to seem.
True.
It's true. Patrick Mahomes attended Duke University.
True.
False. Texas Tech.
Who is that?
Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah. He's a sports guy.
Oh, yeah, that hurt. He's the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Understood.
Very important in my life.
Understood.
Very
Thank
important
you for the call
man in
in.
my life.
Thank you for the call in, brother.
I'm calling you in, brother. I'm calling you in, and we will talk off
Sugar,
mic
I
about
love
what-
this guy, Patrick. I love having him in my life, and I love knowing he did
He's a
not go to
huge
Duke,
part of
my
life.
rival.
He did not go to Duke. He went to Texas Tech. Eddie Vedder is the lead vocalist for Van Halen.
True, we know this.
False. It's Pearl Jam.
Wait, oh, you said Van Halen! Oh, I literally didn't let you get to the end. Oh, that's it.
Got your ass.
There it goes.
Got your
there
ass.
goes my sponsorship. Damn. Listen, Josh. Listen. Listen. Listen, Josh.
1/4 of the bones in your body are in your feet.
True, that feels true.
That's true. Wicked opened on Broadway in 2003.
True?
True. A pelican can hold more food in its beak than its belly.
True.
True. Fire was discovered in 1745.
False.
False. It was 2 million years ago.
Yeah.
Elaine Stritch was a medic in the U.S. Navy.
Oh my God. I hope that's true. I bet it's false, but I hope it's true. True.
False.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't that be incredible?
Amazing.
Wouldn't that be incredible?
How'd Josh do?
11.
11! You did it!
I get $50.
You
from
get 50
Twisted
bucks.
Tea,
Okay.
Thanks to Elaine Stritch.
Hey, and guess what?
What?
Grab a refreshing Twisted Tea today. And Josh, keep it twisted. Oh, brother.
That's on tea.
That's on tea. That's Twisted. Isn't that Twisted? What's your favorite song in the whole world?
In the whole world?
Number one ever. And don't you
No.
dare lie to me.
I don't know what number one is. Do you know what there? Do you know what I think more than having a number one? There's like a class of. There's like an echelon,
Yeah.
and there are songs that to me feel like
Do you know what I think more than an echelon?
what?
A number one. What is your number one
But there's
song
more
of all
than
time?
What there is there's a level of songwriting where
Uh-huh.
I go, damn, if I wrote that song, that one song,
Mm.
every day I would wake up and go, life well lived.
Yeah,
I don't
did
need
the
to
life.
do anything else.
I did the life.
Yesterday, Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World came on. I said,
Ugh.
that's one of those songs. If I
Yeah.
wrote that 40 years ago, I would go, we're good,
We did it.
retired.
We did it.
But of course, my number one favorite song is The Star Spangled Banner because I love my country.
Thank you. You've always been a countryman,
I've been a countryman and a country boy.
a country boy.
Do you have a number one favorite song?
Mm,
I really don't. That's like so impossible.
You know what? I will say, all things considered, I'll just say Godspeed by Frank Ocean.
Sure.
It's a song that came at such an important time in my life when I was massively depressed. And I think it's so beautiful, and it has continued to mean so much to me that I'm like, why not? Why not be my number one favorite song?
And that's one of those you love when a song in the modern era, you go, this is in the songbook. This is in the Great American Songbook.
Yeah.
100 years from now, James Blake's already covering it. Like, because we understand it is text.
You look down
It's
on where
not
you
just
came
about the
from
recording.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wishing you Godspeed. Come on. I love it. You know what
Sugar.
I've been into lately though? This artist called Billy Ann has a cover of Simply the Best. Do you know this?
No.
Simply the Best.
Yeah, I know that song, but I don't know
better
this
than all
cover.
the rest. Oh, she murders it.
She murders it.
I think that Billy Ann uses she, but if they use something else, I'm so sorry to Billy Ann. But I love that cover. I've been listening to it on repeat.
I'm going to be listening to that.
And also on repeat, I've been listening to Jealous Guy by Donny Hathaway.
Oh!
Love.
Yes. You've listened to that live record?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's one of the best produced live records because you put headphones on, mama. Listen to Donny Hathaway live.
Mm.
I think it's called Live, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's the one, I forget what club it's from. It's from some club downtown that doesn't exist anymore that was like, had one of those great names like the Boiling Point or something,
Right.
But you are in the room. I've like never heard a live album that you hear the room, you feel like you are in the room.
It's crazy good. It's timeless. I was playing it for someone the other night at my house, and I was like, "Can you
that
believe
live record? I think is that could be like number one live album. You know what I
number
mean?
one live album?"
That
for you.
stopped making sense. There's a couple that it's like again upper echelon, but
Yeah.
that Donny Hathaway rules.
Number one
The
live
girls don't put
recording
enough
for
respect on Donny
me,
Hathaway.
You listening to Lauryn Hill's MTV Unplugged?
Absolutely,
That's probably
brother.
my number one live recording.
Lauren, I'm sorry. I know you don't make music for white people. You put it on record.
Yeah,
I'm not listening.
I'm
to your,
listening.
Your creed. I am listening to your
I'm
music.
listening to your music.
I'm defying your intentions and
Yeah.
I'm listening to it.
I'm not gonna get the tattoo. I'm not gonna do anything crazy.
The
but I'm
summer
listening.
doo-wop that thing came on. I remember being at the pool.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
you were at the pool.
that was one of
You
those
were
songs-
at the pool that summer.
was
I
at the
remember that
pool.
about you.
And that was one of the there are songs like that I associate with like, a classic song of the summer. But when I was like, if it came out like that era, middle school, I remember being like going off the high dive here and like doo-wop that thing, you know?
Ugh, that's beautiful.
Like Soak Up the Sun. Oh my god.
Sheryl Crow, Missouri Girl.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Missouri Girl she is.
Apparently she's lovely.
Sheryl Crow?
I know people who've like worked with her and opened for her and stuff, and are like, she rules. And you love that.
I have met her and she's lovely.
Because that's a person that could, if someone was like, she's off, I'd be like, sure, I guess I hear that. But like, she's wonderful, apparently.
Her music, she wouldn't remember me from Adam, I'm certain of it, but I love her music. And a lovely person.
Adam of and Eve fame?
Do you know that phrase, that saying? Who doesn't know me from Adam?
But is that the Adam we're referring to when we do that phrase?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Prototypical he him. Number one he him.
I used to think, well, he's the blueprint.
He's the blueprint for he
Adam from the
hims.
Bible is the blueprint.
That's true.
I'm rewriting that though.
I'm wishing you Godspeed, Adam.
I'm gonna rewrite the Christian Bible.
Are you keeping it that it starts with a he him in your version?
Oh, he hims will be centered just because that's me.
But is that the first still? Are we still pulling a
Do
rib
we
out of a
originate from a
he
he
him?
him? Well, you look at how bad the world is, and you think a he him had to originate, don't you?
Well, here's a question, because rib made she her. In your Bible, what bone has given us non-binary people? Everyone knows exactly what I'm saying.
Rib makes she her. What bone makes a non-binary from the he him body?
The big G is just pulled the rib out of Adam. He got this great idea for she hers. He says, I know what, I need a rib. Then he goes, wait, there's got to be something else too.
What's the most?
Well, of course, because we all know how things go. I got to pull another bone out of this he him to make this non-binary person my best idea yet. My greatest invention of all time.
Right. Femur.
Femur.
I'm going femur.
Sure.
I'm going femur for sure.
I'm going one of the 25% of our bones that are in the feet.
Yeah.
Just pick one at will.
Just grab a foot bone and make a non-binary.
Let me tell you this. There's a lot to choose from. We know that much.
Yeah.
1/4 of your bones are in those little feet.
Grab a foot bone and...
Makes sense. They're what keeps us up.
Make a neurodivergent
You think that
person.
comes easy to keep your ass up all the time?
Yeah.
It takes bones to do that.
It takes bones, mama. It takes bones, sugar.
It takes bones,
You think
sugar.
you're just standing up without bones?
That's on T.
Think again, sugar.
If you didn't have those bones, you'd be getting all kinds of twisted.
Oh, don't get twisted. You need your foot bones. Foot bones.
The foot bone's connected to the more foot bones.
The
There's a lot of them,
bones
girl.
connected to the party bone.
That's a country song right there.
You know this one?
Wait.
Connected to the staying
I
out
do know
all
that
night
one.
long.
There's got to be a line to that
She
one.
won't think it's funny and I'll wind up all alone. The lonely bone's connected to the drinking bone.
Yep. There's got to be a line dance to that one.
Great song. Is there not already?
I not that I've learned, but I'm
you know
still,
almost 100.
I know, but it must exist, but it hasn't been taught to me yet.
We need to go. You know what you and I should do?
Anything.
We should do a honky tonk road trip where we just go and hit like every big honky tonk we can find.
Absolutely.
One a night, every night.
Only one? Don't limit us.
One a night? Oh, I want to experience
Let's
them.
do multiple a night.
You think?
My nights are sounding longer than yours, baby.
Your nights are longer than mine. I can tell you that.
No, one a night's good. We want to live in the space. And you want to see it journey beginning to end.
Yeah.
You know?
I want to see the people who show up and the people who don't leave.
Say that.
I want to see the people
now that's
who,
a lyric.
I want to see that all.
I want to see the people who show up and the people who don't leave.
That's
Woo!
what I want to see.
That's beautiful.
That's just what I like.
That's just what I like. That's that shit I do like.
That's that shit I do like. Mama.
Yeah, let's go on a honky tonk road trip.
Wouldn't it be fun? Or a travel show?
Are you kidding?
You and I should have a travel show.
Pearl Jam, if you're listening.
Pearl Jam or Creed or Three Doors Down or Daughtry.
Give us a travel show.
Give us a travel show. We'll talk about your music and then we'll eat some stuff.
Pearl Jam, I love everything you've done in Van Halen. And I think it would be great if you gave us a travel show.
I'm talking to Pearl Jam of Van Halen fame. I love what you've done.
Eddie Vedder, might as well jump, baby. Let's go.
Might as well jump into our travel show that we're hosting. Thank you. I went to 2 great restaurants this week.
Say more.
Gertrude's, you been?
No. Is this the neighborhood? Oh, whoop. You want the public to know what neighborhood you live in?
Bleep, bleep, bleep,
Bleep that. Bleep that.
Great latkes
Great lot.
at Gertrude's and an incredible raw bar.
What neighborhood?
I want to say it was like further south. Maybe it was like closer to Park Slope, but I don't
Okay.
think it was Park Slope.
There's Gertie's in Williamsburg that has great latkes.
Gertie's.
too.
This is their sister restaurant.
There we go. I was
Gertie's
about
and
to say because
Gertrude.
they have great latkes at Gertie's.
Gertrude, amazing, and then Strange Delight,
Strange Delight.
new restaurant
It seems full of whimsy. This
in
restaurant.
Brooklyn for
I'm
New
guessing.
Orleans food.
Oh, come on now.
I had hush puppies. I had crab dip with house-made
Oh,
saltines.
come on
I had
now.
a fried shrimp sandwich.
You're a guy who loves New Orleans, right? Like I am.
I haven't even been to the city of New Orleans.
You're joking. It's
Can
one of
you
the only
believe
cities
that?
we have.
I know.
I'm not joking.
I know.
I think that's
I know.
so true. Actually, I take it back. My so true is New Orleans is one of the only cities we have in
Name the
in
others.
this country.
Name the others.
I can't. It's one of the only.
Oh my goodness.
You want me to finally give a number one and not an echelon? Number one city, New Orleans, I think.
Really?
Well, actually, what I think is true is that there's a lot of great cities in this country, but a lot of them are sort of different versions of the same thing.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Whereas New Orleans is only New Orleans.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone takes you to the cool neighborhood in insert fun city here, and you're like, yeah, I understand what natural wine tastes like. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's got its own energy, but it's sort of like this is versions of the cool parts of the city where we live.
Yeah.
It's beautiful and unique in their ways, but it's like they're drawing from a blueprint.
Yeah.
New Orleans, you're like, damn, ain't nobody doing New Orleans but New Orleans.
It's French.
It's French, it's Southern, it's just Creole. It's like so only it in
Yeah.
a way that no other city is to me.
I've been dying to go.
You have to go.
I want to go.
You would love it.
I really want to go.
They do love to drink there.
I'm certain I know, and that's part of the issue for me.
I
New Orleans
understand.
and Vegas.
But they love to eat too.
That's why
You
I
can
want to
eat
go.
right there.
I want to go to eat, and I want to go. My friend does burlesque there. I want to go see her shows.
Oh, and great queer scene there. Like every aspect when you're going to like the great restaurant, it's just like feels so New Orleans. You're like, this is like nothing else. And same with like burlesque queer stuff. You're like, this queer bar doesn't feel like any other one I've been into in United States of America.
Yeah.
Star Spangled Banner #1 song.
I want to do a
Scout's
voicemail
honor.
with you. Get those headphones on.
Oh,
Let's do a listener voicemail and see what they've got for us. Maybe something good. Maybe
I bet they got
bad.
something nice.
Wait, these have a side, right? I can't tell. Do these have a side? Oh, I found it.
I have to be on the right side
Well, I like it. I like to know, but I guess it doesn't really
because
matter.
it's mixed. This is mixed.
It's mixed.
Yeah.
This voicemail is mixed.
This is not mono.
No mama.
Hey, I have a quick question. I need to know why fast food breakfast is so delicious. Why is the cheese so good? Is it because it's plastic? Is it because it's too melty? Who knows? Thank you. Wow.
I can't remember the last time I had a fast food breakfast.
Oh.
So I'm about to be out of my league, and yet I have thoughts. Isn't the whole point of American cheese that it was sort of like engineered to melt right?
Yeah. It
Isn't
was
that like
made
what
in a
they
lab to
did?
melt. Yeah.
Like, I'm not joking.
Genuine,
like, that is what it
yes.
is.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the answer, right?
That's part of it, and also it's the grease and the carbs.
And the grease
It's
and the
grease
carbs.
and carbs is what it is. And I'll tell you, McDonald's breakfast, the most stuck up person in the world couldn't tell me shit about a hash brown at McDonald's. It's just fucking good.
Everything has its context.
A sausage McGriddle
There's a context
with
for
a
that.
slice of cheese is just sometimes correct. You don't always want it.
No.
Sometimes you want a beautifully fresh pastry with hand-cut fruit and a cup of orange juice that was immediately squeezed out of an orange. Sometimes you want that breakfast. But sometimes you want a McGriddle with cheese and a hash brown.
But don't you feel like you're eating it in your car always?
No.
I'm just feeling like when I'm wanting that, I'm wanting a diner. I'm wanting to sit down. I'm wanting that ambiance in addition to that grease and carb. But you're having it in the McDonald's.
I'm having it in the McDonald's.
I
No,
guess
no, never in the McDonald's.
That's what I mean.
Usually having it in my home.
Yeah, in the city of New York, you're doing that.
I haven't had McDonald's in the city of New York.
But when you're in the heartland,
But if I'm in the heartland
You're getting
or
McDonald's, you have it in
LA,
your
I've had
home.
McDonald's.
Sure.
Many times I've stayed out until 2, 3, 4 in the morning with my friends in LA.
first of all, cool guy.
Cool guy.
Or-
Well, that wasn't the point.
That's cool.
Josh, that wasn't the point.
But we have to give that space.
You know I don't want to look
2,
cool on here.
Already 2 in the morning, that's a cool guy. But then when you follow it up with
3?
3, 4.
But this is what you need to know is because the later you stay out, the
And
later you have
bars
to sleep
close in
in.
LA at 2. So what is he doing at 3 and 4?
Friend's house?
You've gone to an afters, what we call an afters.
You're
Cool,
sick.
only cool guys get invited to
You're a
that.
sick individual.
That's cool,
Josh,
Caleb.
the point is, you stay out late, you have to sleep in late, and then when you wake up, you need something horrible to put in your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And that's McDonald's. That's when you call.
I'm there in LA, same exact circumstance. 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I've been at the afters. God, I've had the time of my life. New friends, old, new, silver, gold. You understand?
Uh-huh.
I'm waking up feeling this exact type of way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm getting?
Going to all time.
Yeah, or I'm doing breakfast tacos from what's it called? Home State.
Yeah.
I'm getting Home State.
Home State. Ugh.
You're gonna Home State. And,
I'm gonna tell you. You
and
want
rah McDonald's.
You want a breakfast? And
they're
you're gonna
the same.
You're gonna rah McDonald's. Let me tell you something. You want a breakfast burrito in LA?
Yeah.
Cafe Los Feliz.
Oh, I've been there once. They're good.
Cafe Los Feliz on Hillhurst. Is it
Yeah.
Cafe Los Feliz or Los Feliz Cafe? That one. I always forget. My guy Arson. who works behind the counter.
What a name.
Arson like sets fires. It's Cafe Los Feliz because there's two of them. Cafe
I hope
Los
he makes them
Feliz.
spicy with a name like Arson.
Sojuk. So they have a Sojuk one that's spicy. And
Wait,
then,
what's Sojuk?
I don't know. It's probably what they name it, but they have a spicy
Is that a
one.
thing? Should I know what that is?
I think that's just the name of their spicy
Okay,
burrito.
okay,
I
okay.
don't think it's a thing.
Okay.
But my trick there is you don't get the spicy one. You actually get the regular one, and then you get a bunch of their spicy chipotle sauce and fucking.
I love that. Are you a Spice Queen?
I am a spice queen.
Me too.
I'm a spice queen indeed.
Make it hurt.
Okay.
Do you like to go like Szechuan style, like the peppercorns that numb you?
Numb.
That's such its own, ecosystem within the spice ecosystem. I love it.
You ever
That's
been to
culture.
Alhambra?
Wait, what is it called?
Alhambra neighborhood in LA.
Oh, yes. I thought this was a restaurant.
Incredible Sichuan food.
Mhm.
Incredible. Honestly, pretty good spicy Asian food at Birds of a Feather in Williamsburg.
Actually, yes. And yes. There's,
yes.
another one I like too, and I'm forgetting the name. So I'm just going to affirm Birds of a Feather.
Birds of a Feather, pretty good spice on that
Pretty
stuff.
good spice.
They have a spicy Szechuan okra at Birds of a Feather that numbed my mouth real nice.
I love okra.
I do too, in every form. Bring it to me in any way. I want it.
Pickled okra, come on.
Fried, of course.
Fried, of course.
Fried, of course.
Pickled okra is really good.
Pickled
Because
okra
there's so
is
much
really
texture,
good.
so much crunch, so much slime. It's fun.
Yeah, I like the slime. For some reason. Doesn't sound enjoyable, does it? But it is.
It is. In that context, it is.
But it is. Joshua, it's been an incredible treat to have you on the
It's
show.
been an honor.
We love you here.
Well, it's, thank you for welcoming me into your home.
Yeah.
I don't know when we're going to start rolling. This on air has been off the whole time. I assume that lights up when we start.
Oh, we're not putting this out. No, this was just, I wanted to hang out with you. And
It's
I
just
thought
sort
this,
of wild to have that there in front of me, not on.
Yeah.
So
We're not
the whole
recording
time,
this.
just
I
so you
can't
know.
stress this enough. We're not recording this. You'll never see this come out.
Good.
I was just like, I want to hang out with Josh. I wonder if he'd come to Midtown Manhattan.
Good. Hey, Chance, do me a favor. I'm trying to hang out with Josh. We got to put on this whole stunt like we're doing it.
Book him on the show. You guys can play on your computers.
That's what producing podcasts is, right? Playing on your
You
computer.
guys play on your computers. I'll pretend to do a podcast with him. We'll just spend some time together.
No, it was a blessing. I feel blessed, Sugar. Thank you
You
for
are
having
blessed, Sugar, and you come back anytime you want.
me. I'm going to take you up on that.
Okay, love you.
I'm making a copy of the keys.
Thank you. Bye.
That was a Headgum podcast.